A Stoic once compared friendship to a diamond when asked about his lack of friends. He described friendships as elusive and priceless, valuable, and frequently surrounded by imitations. After making a few poor decisions, you start to think that friendships are all just fakes and illusions. Extending this idea, someone else said, "True friends are treasures to be held dear." Nevertheless, in the huge fabric of life, how often do we come across a friend who we can genuinely hold in such high regard? What does it mean to be frequently alone yourself, yet navigating a seemingly connected world? Does the absence of friends point to a deeper, innate quality in you? We'll delve into this sensitive subject today and examine the complex realm of friendships, or the absence of them. We'll examine the intricacies of contemporary social dynamics and how our relationships are affected by them. Recall that your lack of many friends does not define who you are. Sometimes the goal is to locate that one genuine jewel. Join us as we examine the reasons behind some people's difficulty making these connections, investigate the core issues, and, most importantly, discover doable Stoic strategies for creating genuine, enduring friendships. You too may design your social environment by creating enduring relationships, just like a sculptor carves away stone to reveal a masterpiece. Keep your focus and let's go together through the lens of Stoicism, hearts and minds open, eager to connect, grow, and learn. 1. Shyness and introversion. Accepting your inner power. Although social connections are ingrained in our DNA, many people find the web of social relationships to be like a puzzle with missing pieces. An obstacle in this path is frequently perceived as shyness or introversion. Let's change the script, though. Consider these characteristics as distinct perspectives on the world, rather than as obstacles. The technique of transforming perceived shortcomings into strengths is at the core of Stoic wisdom. The first step is to accept who you are. Recall the words of Marcus Aurelius, who said, "Accept the things to which fate binds you." Your introversion is a strength, not a weakness. It's about acknowledging that your journey is unique, not diminished. Self-acceptance is your armor in the busy world of social interaction. It makes you immovable in your peaceful confidence. It releases you from the chains of what-ifs and should-bes. Let's now discuss the here and now. You're experiencing the well-known pull of timidity at a party. It is here that Stoicism excels. It advises concentrating on the things under your control. You are in charge of your behavior, your words, deeds, and kindness, not the opinions of others or the result. Speaking should be done to express ideas rather than to impress. By shifting your attention from your fear of being judged to the sincerity of your words, you may ease the load during conversations and turn them from battlefields to playgrounds for real connections. Furthermore, realize that friendship is a garden to tend rather than a trophy to earn. When pursuing relationships, disengage from the demand for quick fixes. Consider every encounter as a step on your route rather than a measure of your value, just as Seneca did, who believed that life is a journey. You create room for relationships that align with your actual self by focusing on being your authentic self. Don't forget that, from a Stoic perspective, each individual you encounter offers you the opportunity to develop, learn, and contemplate, not just another acquaintance to tally on your list. Shyness and introversion become sources of strength when viewed through the prism of Stoicism. The goal is to comprehend and apply these characteristics to successfully negotiate the challenging terrain of interpersonal interactions, not to overcome them. 2. Trust issues, building on solid ground. The maze of friendships can be confusing, and trust concerns frequently surface. It's similar to trying to balance your own morals with other people's unpredictable behavior while walking a tightrope. Trust must be acquired bit by bit, just like free samples at a supermarket. To begin with, learn about yourself. What gives you the tick? What terrifies you? It's similar to having a compass in the relationship desert to be clear about who you are. It's about knowing when to let someone in and when to keep your door closed. Recall how a tree recognizes its roots and stands steadfast. Recognize your ideals and your roots, just like that tree did. This self-awareness serves as your mooring in the constantly shifting waves of human relationships. Understand that individuals change, just like the seasons. Someone may appear reliable one day and not the next. This is a plea to accept that change is the only constant, rather than to fortify your heart. Retain your emotional equilibrium. It's not the end of the world if trust is lost. It's a chance to get stronger and discover new things. This doesn't mean you have to become aloof and cold. Rather, it just means you have to be grounded and realize that nothing is flawless, especially when it comes to people. Be fluid and adaptive like water, yet never lose sight of your actual self. Your greatest weapon is honest, open communication. If you start to have doubts, discuss them. It's similar to how things suddenly become clearer when a light is turned on in a dark environment. These are the bridges that can lead to deeper, more meaningful friendships, so don't be afraid to engage in them. A discussion can transform a moment of confusion into comprehension. Recall that it is a two-way street. Talk as much as you listen. The harmony between talking and listening forges a dance of understanding and rhythm that fortifies friendships. In the end, it's about creating a friendship circle where trust is the cornerstone and not an afterthought. 3. Insufficient social opportunities, broadening your views. While navigating the maze of contemporary life, one may discover a small but important fact. Not interacting with the world around us is frequently the reason for having few friends, rather than not meeting new people. Our hearts ache for genuine connections, but our phones ping with notifications. Imagine that assisting others through volunteer work in your neighborhood opens doors to connecting with like-minded others. Every shared work, like arranging books at a neighborhood library or planting trees, weaves you into the social fabric. By serving the larger good, these deeds exhibit Stoic virtue and bring you into the company of like-minded people. But let's not undervalue the influence of common interests and knowledge. Picture walking into a room full of people who all speak the same language about your pastime or line of work. Attending workshops and seminars that align with your interests is not only a great way to expand your resume, but also a great way to make new acquaintances. Talks flow easily in these settings because everyone around you is knowledgeable about the subtleties of your line of work or passion. It's similar to discovering your tribe, where establishing personal and professional relationships go hand in hand. Don't forget to use the vast outdoors as your social media platform. Engaging in physical activities such as hiking, riding, or group yoga is beneficial for mental and physical well-being. Speaking in the embrace of the natural world blooms like wildflowers. By removing the formality from everyday social situations, these activities foster the development of sincere relationships. While you're out and about, remember to be grateful for the people and things in your life that bring you joy and support. It's important to treasure the relationships that give your life character, rather than focusing on having a large number of pals. This method, which is based on honesty and simplicity, makes making friends a rewarding experience. 4. Insufficient social skills. Fostering self-assurance. Friendships don't just happen. They need work and the correct attitude, which is something we frequently forget in our hectic lives. Making deep friendships can be severely hampered by a lack of social skills. Recall the gentle prodding Marcus Aurelius gave us to love those fate brings into our lives. That is, to seize social opportunities no matter how tiny. Start small and easy. Introduce yourself in a coffee shop, join a neighborhood group, or participate in online forums for similar interests. The foundation of social confidence is made up of these little exchanges. Social skills require patience and care to grow, much like a plant needs water and sunlight. A crucial component in enhancing one's social skills is actively and sympathetically listening. Being the one who pays attention makes you stand out in a world when everyone wants to be heard. Ask questions in order to comprehend as well as to react. Embrace other people's stories with sincere curiosity. By reorienting your attention from how other people see you to how you actually understand them, you can create deeper bonds. It's more important to create an environment where people feel acknowledged and respected than it is to dazzle them with your cleverness or anecdotes. Furthermore, maintain a stoic composure when facing the highs and lows of social relations. It's acceptable that not every attempt at conversation will result in a friendship that lasts a lifetime. Every encounter you have, regardless of whether it develops into a friendship or not, is a positive step in your social journey. Rejection is a normal aspect of human contact, not a reflection of your value. With every encounter, you are strengthening not only your interpersonal abilities, but also your ability to move gracefully and resiliently through the intricate web of human relationships. Recall that the quality of the relationships you foster, rather than the quantity of friends you have, determines your value. 5. Adapting to new situations, developing firm foundations. The story of the boy and the apple tree can sometimes be paralleled by the absence of companions in our lives. The narrative illustrates how, as we get older, our priorities change and we frequently stray from the people who used to mean the world to us. Our early friendships are innocent and carefree, just like our carefree games with the tree. But like the youngster, as we become older, we start to prioritize the things we consider to be necessities, such as a job, a house, and money. Like the apple tree offering shade, we could unwittingly overlook the friendships that formerly provided us with protection in our pursuit of our goal. This change in priorities is normal. It's a natural aspect of maturing, but we frequently lose sight of what we already have in the pursuit of what we believe we need. The boy didn't realize the tree gave continual, undemanding friendship until he needed something, so he only went back when he needed it. In a similar vein, we could ignore our friends who serve as our unspoken allies in our rush for stability and success. The end effect was an emptiness that was maybe filled with successes, but was devoid of genuine, meaningful connections. Maintaining or repairing friendships demands deliberate work. It's about constant, tiny actions of compassion and understanding, much like when you tend to a garden. Begin by making an effort to connect, striking up discussions, and being there for people, not just during good times, but also during difficult ones. Recall that friendships take time and effort to establish strong roots, just like trees do. Be the person who routinely preserves and nourishes these ties, rather than the boy who only remembered the tree when he was in need. 6. Priorities changing. Accepting life's flow. The shifting of priorities in our ever-changing life, where we balance jobs, education, and personal development, frequently serves as a silent architect in the development or disintegration of friendships. Stoicism is a philosophy that is still relevant today since it encourages us to accept the dynamic character of life. Think of your life like a river that is always moving, always changing. Your time for social connections naturally ebbs and flows, whether you negotiate the calm waters of family life or the rapids of career progress. This is only the fact of a life well lived. It is not a reflection on you. Stoicism provides useful advice during these transitional periods. Maintaining a large social network can be appealing when your days are filled with appointments, deadlines, and family obligations. But Stoicism suggests prioritizing quality over quantity. It's better to have a few deep, meaningful connections than numerous superficial ones. This strategy is about concentrating your energy where it counts most, not about shutting people out. By doing this, you respect other people's time as well as your own, building sincere and satisfying connections. It's not necessary to accept a life with fewer friends if you use Stoicism to adjust to life's shifting priorities. Rather, it's about realizing and embracing the way relationships naturally unfold. Because of your new priorities, some friends might fade away from your life, while others might even enter it. Accept this adventure with bravery and knowledge. Recall that every individual you encounter, regardless of their duration, contributes distinct worth to the fabric of your existence. Stay mindful of your relationships and allow Stoicism to help you form friendships that not only suit the person you are becoming, but also have deep meaning. 7. Mental health. Fostering inner calm to create lasting relationships. Our mental health, which is frequently neglected in the rush of life, is a subtle but important component of friendship structure. This is clarified by Stoicism, a philosophy that applies to both contemporary resilience and ancient marble. It's about knowing our mental terrain, not about sticking out our upper lips. But anxiety and depression cast a shadow over our inner lives, making it difficult to negotiate social mazes in the dark. The Stoics instruct us to shine a torch in order to see a way through the darkness, rather than to totally eliminate it. As George Carlin once said, "There's always a disillusioned idealist hiding behind the surface of cynicism." This isn't about putting on a rose-colored spectacles. Rather, it's about realizing that our internal conflicts can unintentionally cause us to isolate ourselves from possible allies. Let's get down to business now. Actionable steps are what define Stoicism. It's not about sipping a coffee and paraphrasing Marcus Aurelius. First, mindfulness. No, this isn't just a pretentious term for daydreaming. In a world when our attention is the most valuable resource, it's about being present. Delivering your whole attention during a conversation is akin to delivering a unique gift. It conveys your concern, which is valuable in a connection. Furthermore, anyone balancing the demands of life can benefit from meditation. It's not just for monks. 10 minutes a day has advantages that go beyond mental health. It shows other people that you respect composure and clarity. As a result, while pursuing calm may seem like a luxury in our round-the-clock society, it is the cornerstone of enduring connections. Finding serenity amidst upheaval is typically what brings about tranquility, not running away to a beach. It's about being able to cling on something when life's storms hit, which they inevitably will. Friends are more than simply sunshine. They are a haven during bad weather. You become someone that people want to come to when you strive for inner serenity. Stoicism tells us that self-reflection and constancy are the keys to achieving this inner peace. It's about identifying and comprehending our feelings and not allowing them to control how we behave. Being in control of our responses to our emotions is what this means, not being emotionless. Once you get this down pat, you'll be able to provide stability in a world that is full of unpredictability. People are drawn to people who radiate understanding and tranquility by nature. When you work on your inner calm, you unintentionally make the environment friendly for friendships to grow. Recall that when you work toward mental health, you're planting the seeds for relationships that will become stronger and more meaningful, in addition to taking care of your mind. 8. Lifestyle decisions. Organizing your days to form deep connections. The fast-paced nature of life frequently results in a lonely path where friendships are marginalized. Imagine yourself chasing deadlines and finishing tasks on your to-do list, but at the end of the day, the chair across from you at the dinner table is still empty. It matters what you prioritize more than merely being busy. Stoicism pushes us to consider our decisions carefully. Are you spending your time doing the things that really count? Thinking about this can alter the course of events. It's about having the guts to refuse time wasters who don't fulfill your underlying need for connection. Now think about this strategy. Mold your day as a sculptor molds a masterpiece. Every decision is a strategic move that balances obligations and relationships. It's about arranging your day carefully, not about extending it to accommodate more in. Even though you may have less time for socializing, if you choose the appropriate people, those who share your values, the quality of these interactions can increase dramatically. Every encounter takes on greater significance. In your social network, depth matters more than width. Recall the art of equilibrium, which is Stoic. It's important to allocate your time according to what truly brings true fulfillment in life, rather than just dividing it equally. Imagine your life as a mosaic, where each piece symbolizes a different facet of your life, such as friendships, job, interests, and relaxation. Everybody has a place. It's up to you to arrange these tiles into a pleasing design. It's a balancing act that calls for ongoing consideration and change. But when you do it correctly, your life story becomes not just lovely to look at, but also incredibly fulfilling. 9. Divergent interests. Reaching consensus amid discord. Many interests can be compared to distinct musical notes that are all part of a greater tune. Conflicting interests can be more than just a missing note. They might be an unexplored potential symphony of connections. Let's say your coworker enjoys classical music, while you enjoy rock music. Sure, there is a gap, but there's also a bridge that needs to be crossed. Stoicism encourages us to welcome these distinctions as stepping stones toward wider perspectives rather than as obstacles. Discover the harmony in discord, it murmurs. We run the risk of creating a bubble that restricts our friends and our viewpoint when we only think about our hobbies. We're not just picking up new interests when we welcome the variety of passions that surround us. We're also opening doors to fresh connections and viewpoints. Variety is said to be the flavor of life. This interest is stoked by Stoicism, which reminds us that each individual we encounter possesses a universe of experiences, concepts, and passions. Let's say your neighbor enjoys gardening and you are an avid gamer. Show interest in their world by finding out about their favorite plant rather than just nodding and leaving. It's about valuing their passion and letting them recognize and value yours, not about acting like you love gardening. Interpersonal curiosity acts as a strong glue, uniting individuals with disparate interests. It's about seeing that behind all of these interests and passions, we have enthusiasm, commitment, and joy in common. Instead of focusing only on shared interests, Stoicism acts as a compass, pointing us in the direction of common ground found in human emotions and shared ideals. Envision a society in which friendships are founded on appreciating and respecting one another's differences rather than only sharing interests. It's a world where a bookworm and a sports fan may bond via their love of learning and tenacity. Stoicism encourages us to lead with an open mind and heart in this friendship dance, forging bonds based not only on our shared actions, but also on our identities and future potential. Recall that the depth of our friendships is determined by how well we accept and learn from our differences rather than by how similar we are. Stoicism focuses on recognizing and managing emotions rather than suppressing them. Stay receptive to discovering the friendships that truly speak to you. Please give us a thumbs up if our conversation was helpful to you and other people looking for old knowledge. If you're new, click the notification bell and subscribe to receive future courses on ancient wisdom. We look forward to hearing from you. Tell us in the comments how you handle friendships, whether you're an extrovert who gets energy from varied company or an introvert who finds solace in quiet relationships. Your life experiences add a great deal to this community. Uncertain about what to say? You can easily let us know if you consider yourself to be an ambivert, introvert, or extrovert. We truly appreciate your time and hope to see you in our upcoming video. In the interim, pick a video from the list to keep learning about Stoic philosophy. Remain stoic and continue creating those deep bonds.